I've spoken about what happens during a series round for a startup, and these are called private equity because it's a few, rich people investing, and an IPO, which is called going public. So it's like a public investment where, the mass public is allowed to invest. You might be asking, why isn't the mass public allowed to invest in smaller companies? And the reason for this is because of risk. Right, the smaller a company, the more risk there is, and the government does not want to expose, or the RBI in specific does not want to expose public investors, which is these bunch of people, to invest in super high risk startups. They would much rather have the public invest in more secure mutual funds or things like that. So they discourage active public investors from investing in the private market, although it's not a no-no, there are ways to do it. Plus, there's also the problem of knowledge. A lot of public investors could invest in a private company thinking that, it's going to blow up and it's going to be the next big thing. But on most accounts, these are failures, right? So in this case, we're going to look at what happens when a company fails while it's still in the private stage, right? What happens to the private investors? How are they protected? How are the co-founders protected? What happens, right? So we're going to go through that scenario. So in this video, we're going to talk about bankruptcy and liquidation. Now, let's just quickly draw our asset side of things, and let's draw the different stakeholders in the company. This time, we're going to talk about something called seniority. So I'm going to draw the VCs on top. I'm going to draw the angels, and we're doing this according to something called seniority. And then you have the co-founders of the company. Now, seniority basically means how late in the startup did you invest. The later you invest, the less risk you're taking. So seniority moves upwards. So the VC is the most senior person in the company. Now, on that term sheet, and we're going to be exploring term sheets in the future. Now, on that term sheet, there'll be something called a liquidation preference. Now, a liquidation preference basically means how much or what do I get if a startup fails. So liquidation preference can be 1x or 2x or 3x or whatever. So in the event of a startup being acquired or, shutting down, do I at least get my original investment back? And some liquidation preferences are 2x and 3x and whatnot, which is I at least get 2 times my investment back if that's there. And you might be thinking, what happens if the company doesn't have 2x in itself? Like, what if the cash left in the company is just 1 crore, but this VC has, put in 10 crores, right? What happens then? And what happens at that point is the kind of liquidation in the company or the take back from the company goes in the reverse order of seniority, which is if there's only 1 crore left in the company, then it only goes to this VC to get back his investment in the company. If there was, say, 11 crores, then the VC gets back his 10 crores, his original investment, if there's a 1x liquidation preference, and the next VC then gets the handout, which is 1 crore. Now, if there's enough money to pay everyone off, what happens is the co-founders get their money in the ending, the very ending, which is why it's just tough to be a co-founder, right? The life of a startup entrepreneur is much harder than you think it is because you will always get your money back at the end of things. And this money is the money you get, cash in the bank, what happens when you sell away the office, sell all the old furniture, and whatnot. It goes in reverse order of seniority. Right, so everyone's trying to get their original investment back at least, and it goes in order of seniority. But in general, startups are about go big or go home. So even in this case, what happens is that most VCs and angels are not looking at their original investment back. They're looking at least a 10x or maybe 20x if they're lucky, right? A 1x would be a bad exit for most VCs. Even a 2 or 3x is kind of a questionable exit for most VCs. So the original investment, while you might think that, okay, at least some saving grace by giving the VCs back their original investment, it still counts as a not so successful exit. In the next video, we're going to discuss acquisitions and how to value a company. Remember, this end of the company, we don't know how we came up with these numbers. So we're going to go through how most analysts value a company and why I think some of those techniques are absolute bullshit.